We are live. Look at that. Finally.
It's not showing me that we're live. Oh, now it says I'm live. Awesome. Here we go.
Directed and funneled towards occult practices because it's a demonstration of Rihanna essentially signing away her soul and committing to the other side, to the dark side. And it's important that Jay-Z is in this video because he's been known as essentially the bridge. So he's the person that crosses people to the other side.
Yeah.
Because he's already like a high level member. He's done the same thing with Beyonce in one of her music videos where they showcased a ritualistic death through a car accident, erupted in flames, and Beyonce, the old Beyonce, died. And then shortly after, the new Beyonce, Sasha Fierce, appears next to Jay-Z. And the same formula happens with Rihanna in this music video. And that's why
we're going to be going deep into the Illuminati today, y'all. Talking about music videos and all these heavy hitters in the music industry, all right, that are linked in some way, shape, or form to Satan symbols, satanic symbols in their music videos. Why are they there? You tell me. Why are they there, Casey?
They're there for power and corruption. But the one thing I got to comment on this. That was bothering me with this video. Why was he cutting out Jay-Z's name and Beyonce's name, but not Rihanna's name?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't.
Maybe he's a part of it. Maybe he's a part of it, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I read too much into those things. But when it comes to those people, they're evil. We all know they're evil.
I don't know if but this is the crazy thing. What if they think that they're doing the right thing? Because have you ever read the Satanic Bible?
I have not.
I have.
But for you to be saying, well, and doing things that are leading them to, how to phrase it, that type of activity of satanic rituals, how is that good in any way?
Well, think about it. They got people out here right now believing that abortions are a good thing.
I get it.
And they think that they're doing the right thing and keeping women's health care. And a lot of these people truly believe that it's the right thing. It could be the same thing in the music industry. These people could think, hey, you know what? I'm trying to get out the broader message. I want people to be free, because that's the whole thing about, Luciferianism or Satanism is freedom. Do what thou willst.
Never saw it as freedom.
I don't know.
But man. I get what you're saying. Because I don't know. I've always had the judgment of it's evil. Like, yeah. It's not
we
freedom.
have a different background.
I know. But that's like saying, I can't even say it on these platforms.
I know we gotta wait. We gotta wait until we get over there on Hill.
I can't say the word, and I'll let you put it together. CP, and it involves underage, and then what involves the P word of
minor attracted persons.
No, it's more like content. CP.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna steer away from that until we're able to just talk freely on field.
And saying that that's not doing anything wrong, and they're just living free. That is where it's been told to me many times, and I think I've even said it on some of our podcasts or shows at times, is one of the things that I was always challenged as a libertarian is asking how I would deal with CP and free internet. That was an interesting thing. The first time I was ever asked that question by my friend Paul Brown, and I was like, that is a very good question. And so I said, well, maybe free internet that is completely free to where there's no restrictions probably can't happen.
Makes you think when you start thinking about all those things, right? It's going to make you think like the governments all the governments that make all these rules, right? What if, now don't beat me up for this one, but what if, just what if they are the right thing? What if this, again, don't beat me up for this, big government, right? Inflicting a whole bunch of laws with severe punishments, like Sharia law. Sharia law, if you've looked in different countries that got Sharia law, right? Yo, they don't be trying to do nothing wrong, bro, because they know they're gonna lose a limb. And then to
Yeah.
translate that into spiritually, God set laws, right? For people. People don't listen to God's laws, even though the punishment is far more severe, yet they will listen to man's laws, when especially something like Sharia law, because they understand that the punishment is severe and it can happen right now. So, because of fear of immediate punishment in committing a crime, people act better. They don't act out on their wildest fantasies or whatever. They're wild liars. They won't act on it because they don't want to lose that limb. They don't want the severe punishment that comes with it. But yet they will ignore God's commandments because the punishment doesn't come until after you're dead.
See,
As
I get that sense.
all right.
I get what you're saying, especially about acting now versus later. We're talking about humans today. Humans will always be like, we'll deal with that later.
No, my man
Always.
Matt lost his dog, bro. Sorry for your loss, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
That's rough.
Everybody, Matt is asking for some prayers because he has lost his dog.
Shout out Matt. Give him some prayers, you guys. That's tough. Losing a pet is like losing a child.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Matt.
When
Got my little man on here too, by the way.
I
Zay's
saw.
watching.
I saw. When it comes to the whole scenario of where was I going with that? Lost
About
my
the
train of
laws.
the laws. So you're right about the people not wanting to deal with it now because they know, hey, I'll just deal with that later. I think also people will pry against God, and they shouldn't, but they do because they know that He loves them still and gives them opportunity for repentance.
Or they don't think that he exists.
Correct. So that is where I think people push the limits with His laws easier than anything that we will do with physical earth today.
I don't know, bro. I mean, think about it, right? In your own household, your kids know not to act up in front of you. But when you fail to discipline them, your kids don't care how they act in front of you.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But when you finally snap and you hit that point and you tear them up for acting out, then you're the bad guy. But they don't try to act up in front of you again.
Correct.
I don't know, man. I think that, man, it's a slippery slope talking about this because it's like in the Bible, right? It says that the government was everybody that's in power got their power from God, which would mean even Joe Biden.
Correct.
Which means that this is something that is ordained that's
Yes.
happening right now.
I think about that every little while.
And it also tells you not to speak evil of dignitaries.
Yeah, I'll deal with that one later.
Yet, I'm telling you, bro, I read this today. I read this today, and it just is like a reminder. It's like, dang, because you got to speak out for what's right. You know what I'm saying? But there's a way to do it, is what I've learned. There's a way to do it without, mocking somebody or talking down on somebody's name. Because at the end of the day, they're put there by God. Like Saul. Saul was a horrible king,
Mm-hmm.
the first king of
Right.
Israel. Yet he was the king of Israel because God ordained him to be the king of Israel for a reason. But the people knew that if they talked crazy about him, that punishment was coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
But us not fearing the government, which is, I know that sounds crazy because it's like, yo, we're not supposed to fear the government. We, the people, have the power to remove tyrannical government, right? But at the same time, do we?
Yes.
But according to who? That's my whole
I-
point. Do
I
we?
would-
According to the founding fathers, yes. But according to God, no.
Well, according to God, no, for the teachings that we have, but Satan also evolves.
No, he doesn't. He's just
He
saying.
doesn't evolve ever.
Mm-mm.
He has to.
No, not
Yes.
according to the Bible.
Not
He's the
according to
same
the
loser he's
Bible.
always been.
No,
Same tactics, same tricks, just a different disguise.
I guess it's a different disguise, is what I'm meaning.
Yeah.
That's it. Is because in this scenario that we're talking about today, I believe in this scenario with God, like if I had to face him today and he was going to be like, you hated the powers or the dignitaries that I have told you that you should not speak ill about.
Hate the sin, not the sinner.
Correct. But I believe I'm still going to be in the positive in that conversation because I believe that I am guiding people to where they are not falling into those same traps.
I understand that. I feel you.
I
don't
will
know, man.
happily have that conversation.
I've been trying not to get as toxic because when we think about the stuff like the Illuminati. So the reason why this is it's like a cool discussion is because when you talk about the Illuminati, right? These are people who have been ruling the world allegedly for a very long time, right? And
Hang on,
shaping what people think
Mm-hmm.
and how they believe and how they react.
Right.
So then if they've been playing this game, what's the purpose for the game? We could say, oh, they just want control. Is it control or is it really they want your soul? They want you to do the wrong thing thinking that it's the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Let me call out this comment real quick from
Go for it.
Sleepless in Minnesota. Biden was not put in presidency by God. He was put there by evil people doing illicit stuff.
Hey,
I
however you want to look at it.
I would say if it didn't happen, if it has happened, God did not stop it from happening. So he had some involvement of it taking place.
It says all power comes from God.
Correct.
All power. Everything, every person that is in any power today, if you believe the Bible, then that power came from God.
Right.
Simple.
Yeah. And
He made the perfect, if you want to go back, you think about it, he used the perfect storm. He sent Jesus to Pilate. Yeshua, he sent them to Pilate.
Mhm.
Pilate got his power from God. And that's what even Jesus told him.
Yes.
And Pilate was an evil man. He said, don't you know I got power over you to let you go or to crucify you? He said, you would have no power over me.
We got to remind everybody, hey guys, we'll extend this out by a few extra minutes than we normally do cut off, but you got 6 minutes. We'll cut this off at 20 minutes and finish up the show on the over at pill.net. I'll throw the link in the comments here just so everybody has that. I will jump over to Cash's page because we can't do that through StreamYard. Thank you, Facebook. You suck.
Yeah, they've been shadow banning the hell out of me on Facebook lately because of all the Trump posts. I already know what it is.
What did we learn
about Trump? They instantly shadow ban. I'm like, yo. Anything else I do to positivity is floating. But if you look through the comments of the Trump posts later on and say, oh, I can't believe I didn't see this. Where was this? Good question. Where was it?
Social media.
Freaking Illuminati, man.
Social media sucks. All right, so all of that is in there. You guys got 5 minutes to switch over.
It's a pill.net.
To pill.net. Yes, thank you. So with the Illuminati,
Right.
if we are going back, let me ask this question because this is one I don't have an answer to, and you might have something.
Okay.
Who was it before that was doing all the symbolism prior to Jay-Z?
Prior to who?
Jay-Z.
Oh, you had a lot. You had Michael Jackson. You had Prince. You had Madonna. You had the Eagles. You had just all different types. All different, every artist. Elvis Presley.
Michael Jackson. Oh, Elvis is one. That makes sense. Michael Jackson, as soon as you said that, I was like, why didn't that come to mind? But yeah,
They got more in your face later as the time keeps going on. Now it's full on demonic. Now it's full on Doja Cat dressing like a demon and crawling on walls. It's literally right there in your face now. There's nothing hidden about it.
It's a question in the comments. So does God interfere with free will?
I would say no. I would say no. And I used to say yes because of the story of Moses and the Pharaoh, because it says that God hardened his heart. So Pharaoh couldn't let the people go if he wanted to, because God wanted to use him for his signs and wonders. But then I thought about it even deeper, and it's like, no, God allowed his heart to be hardened because he would not change his stance because he thought that he was God. He could have turned at any time. Any time he could have chose to do different. But God said, I'm going to harden his heart. And he was going to harden his heart because he knew he wasn't going to turn back. He already seen both of the choices that he was going to make. So, no, I don't believe that God interferes with free will at all, depending on what you believe to be free will. My interpretation of free will is different than everybody else's that I know of anyway. So,
not to go down the rabbit hole, but what is determination of free will in your book?
All right. Well, first off, you got to define what is God's will and what is free will. So free will is your choice to choose.
Correct.
To choose freely, right? God never interferes with your choice or your condition of choosing at all.
No.
So then what is God's will? If you have free will, which is to only do God's will, you have the free choice to do God's will. What is God's will?
I want to say everything, like literally everything.
I mean,
because that's where I understand
religion. Throw all religion, throw everything that you've read about anything in any holy text, and think about it. God's will is something that cannot be changed. You cannot change God's will. And if you do use your free choice to change God's will, then it's an unnatural act. Which is a sin.
Which now I'm remembering some of this. This is coming back to where Suni and I differed on some things.
Okay.
Because this is where she is saying God's will and free will, where there's a clash is your choice on being gay or not.
It's a choice.
It's interesting. Okay.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
It might be a harder choice, but it's a choice.
Sure.
All right. Now, God's will, I'm going to say what God's will is in my head. All right. And you can agree, you can disagree, but this is my understanding, because I understand God's will to be that which we cannot change, right? Like you can't block the wind. Or I'm sorry, you can't stop the wind. You can block the wind, but it's still blowing. You can't stop it. You can't stop the sun from shining in the sky. You can block it and make it look like it's not there, but that sun's still shining.
Well, right? I disagree. I did stop it on April 8th. I turned off the sun for about 4 minutes.
Gotcha. Got you, buddy. Check it out. Check this out, right? God's will, number one, is for you to be born and live because
Yes.
you're here. You can't stop it unless you go outside of God's will and you unalive somebody or yourself. That's the only way to stop them from living outside of God's will, right? Number two is for you to grow from a baby into an adult, into an old person, because you can never stop someone from growing unless you do something unnatural.
Agreed.
Okay. Number three, and this is the most profound one, is for you to choose. Because even if you make a choice not to choose, you are still making a conscious choice to not choose.
Correct. I
And
agree with
number
that.
four is for you to die, because you can never stop yourself from dying.
No. Oh, we got to go down this rabbit hole one day. Because this is where it got interesting. Also, with Sunni in this regard is healthcare. Where does healthcare fall in playing God's will? So we don't need to do that here.
Look at my son down there. God only knows the outcome of every choice that you make, but your free will is to make that choice. Look at how I'm raising
Facts.
my boy.
Facts.
You see that? That boy's sharp. That boy is sharp. Shout
There
out
you
to my
go.
son. Yes. That
All
is
right,
a
guys,
fact.
we're gonna kill it here. If you are watching on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, you need to be switching over to pilled.net. I will throw and X. I will throw the link in the chat so you guys can all jump over. We will be killing the stream right now. So please jump over to pill.net and we will be wrapping up the rest of the show over there to where I don't have to make up words and letters and characters to try to say certain things.
We will see you guys over on pill.net. If you're watching us on any other platform, please go over to pill.net right now. We are cutting the stream. We will be on Pilled for the remainder of the show. I'm ready. Let's do this.
We gotta end it like